Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. I welcome you all to our Instagram live session. Today, with us, we have Yogi Sanjeevana, a spiritual guide, a reverend, who will enlighten us on the topic practicing mindfulness. Yogi ji, I welcome you. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, thank you very much, Itika Kaur. So, and very glad to be here. So, hello everyone. Very nice to meet you all. My name is Sanjeevana. I am a meditation teacher, a spiritual mentor, energy healer, and energy guide. And I was a former monk also for a very long time. So, today's topic is mindfulness. So I'll just introduce myself, and then you can know a little bit. So since I was a child, I was feeling these different things in my mind and body. No, so I felt like vibration, sensitivity, and then even my mind as a child, I was thinking like, what if I could just erase all these thoughts? Uh, so but what happened was like after I became like a teenager, the first part like this all like how it was like because of those emotions and all these things, it kind of like got buried. But in the latter part of my teenage time, when I was like 18, 19, I met the like practice of meditations. So meditation, I really didn't know, and it was like a challenge for me because we used to do all these like exercises and everything. And so uh, I was I went to a retreat, and what happened was some changes happened in me, and I felt like my body and my mind, I didn't know about peace at that time, but I knew I was very happy. So then one led to another, and then I was like going retreat after retreat. Then I thought like, and then forest monasteries, meditation centers, so many different practices under different teachers. Then I thought like, I become a monk, no? And what happened was like I ordained, and then there's a big training process, and then you have to learn and study a lot of things. That was also the most fascinating part. There was a lot of things I could learn about, like deep things about mind, matter, and like how the functionality, no, of our for mind and body. And then I we did lot of charity work, we did lot of communal service, and then what happened was uh, I lived like 10 years in the forest. And in the forest, you put your body into test, no? And you do a lot of fasting, and you test your mind power, and it is a test itself. So then what happens is like, you know your limitations or what you can upgrade yourself into. And over that course of time also, like more than 20 years, I studied like many religions, many practices, and then I went on many teachers to learn, and then I was able to help many people along the way, uh, just working with the body and the mind. So uh, then what happened was like, uh, talking about mindfulness, it's the whole, everything is regarded to mindfulness because it's like a key factor, no? So in ancient times, they used to put it in a simile of like a mighty tusker in the forest. The tusker has a huge footprint, and within that footprint, you can place even the smallest of animals' footprints, as well as even the mighty lion's footprint within that. So, likewise, mindfulness plays a huge like role, whichever religion, whichever tradition, method. even healthcare and wellness, no? Because even in our day-to-day life, to do even a simple task, uh, we need, how to say, mindfulness. Otherwise, that's why we are trained to, no, from small days. And then what happens is, from that, uh, what we do is, we can upgrade ourselves. That's why we study, we learn skills, then we become more mature, experienced. All these are regarding to mindfulness. So some people, they bring it even a bit more further. Uh, so uh, we can see, when mindfulness, uh, when you upgrade mindfulness, it makes even it's a key factor for wellness, as well as when you do something, it's like the safety, no, like of that whatever you are doing, and you see like things like productivity, creativity, even prosperity, uh, you can see they increase, and most of all you can see like happiness and peace. So there's an ancient verse uh, that says, arogya paramalabha. Arogya paramalabha means like wellness is like the biggest benefit. So it is related to body as well as definitely mind. So as long as we are alive, you could be a child, uh, a young person, or even an adult, or even an elderly person. So, but we all need good health, and this health is affected by many things. So when you like practice ways of mindfulness, you can even uplift the energy process in your body. And not only that, you can be very careful even about the thought process, no? Because, for example, when we are angry, you can see uh, the energy is wasted, and there's a huge burst of energy. Even the breath, it is like a meter that shows the exhaust. Sometimes we don't have to do anything. We are not tired, or we are not doing some heavy work, or like climbing some stairs or doing some exercise, but you see like a lot of huffing and puffing, no? That is because there's an inner energy which is not at all positive. It is negative. It's like a high voltage that is just built up, and then what happens is it's transmitted to through the body. So that's why mindfulness, and we should know, like, mindfulness can be applied in any scenario. Uh, So even like if it's a sportsman, when you practice something, say it's cricket, no, or any other sport, football or anything, they practice a lot because they want to bring mindfulness. Not only that, it builds up concentration. Uh, And then if it's used in a proper way, even science, no, all these things, the research, even to build things. So uh, mindfulness, if one is practicing, they can practice in 4 postures, namely like laying down, even seated, standing, and even walking. Mm. So the key role is to bring up the mindfulness in. So because these are main, how to say, postures we use in day-to-day life, and in the ancient scriptures and all, it is well mentioned. You can practice this in uh, subcategories also, like moving your head, moving your arms, no, even tasting something or enjoying something, looking at things, listening, moving forward, moving backwards, even like when you're wearing your clothes, or even washing up, no. So all these things, right, are put into subcategories. So one becomes mindfulness first, about the main 4 categories or postures, and then they can use it for uh, subcategories also. And not only that, it brings you to the present moment. It frees you from like the past. Usually depression and things come from the past experiences, and we have anxiety, you know. People have anxiety that is usually associated with uh, uh, how to say, the future. So when you have mindfulness of the present moment, we are focused here, and that leaves you from that how to say burden or even the weight of the past and the future. So uh, the best thing I recognized was to realize about ourselves mindfulness, because we now in modern society we see, right, there's nothing wrong with that, but we are so far apart from ourselves. People try to go to the moon, and now they are trying to go to even Mars, but we are like these little children who were left behind. So sometimes with trauma, no, sometimes with many difficulties, sometimes without having anybody to talk to, or some disease or illness that is uh, traumatizing, or it's a hindrance for you. So uh, the best thing is like we get to realize about our body as well as the mind. So this is called mind and matter. So in the ancient sciences, it was very well explained. So many traditions, cultures, how to say methods, they talk of these, and they were so profound in like specific details. And we see these coming up in many different forms, or like even treatment methods, no? And hopefully they'll last for the future also. Like for example, like acupoints, frequencies, elements, energies, these kinds of things. So just to take some example, uh, in the ancient practice of yoga practices, there were things called like nadi. Nadi means energy channels or energy flows, or they are like currents, no? Some places it is explained as the tree of life. And there are some in different religions also, there are how to say uh, facts about these. So in nowadays, just believe like there are uh, 300,000 nadis. That is again put into categories of 72,000. And from them, there's 114 junction points. And from that also, the main is categorized into seven. We all have heard about, or most of us have heard about the seven chakras. So mainly you have heard like root chakra, it's called Muladhara chakra, sacral chakra, uh, then solar plex chakra, Manipura chakra, heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. So many people, especially, have heard about this, but there are like 350,000, 350,000, like six figures of nadis. And the best thing is they connect together in a 360 directional way. So from these also, the ancient uh, masters have, even the nadis, they have separated into three main ones. One is like ira, no, and the other is sushumna, and the other one is pingala. So ira, so this is like, maybe you have seen like that Greek symbol when you see like on a doctor's card or even on an ambulance. Just think there's like a middle part, and then there's a spiral that connects. So Ira and Pingala, these energy sources or nadis, main nadis, they connect around the Sushumna. Sushumna, there are many more explanations, but I'm just telling to get for you to get a idea. So it is like that ancient Greek symbol. It's called nanodius, no? Cato. Uh, so let's try to get like a practical aspect of this. So if you're all interested, we can just close our eyes and sit for a very short time, and then I'll try to guide you on a very small guided meditation. So just
Yes, we can surely
please,
do that. We can surely do
Okay.
that. We all
Uh,
can. Yes.
so I'm trying to like give you the details, so then you can feel it for yourself, no?
Yes.
So
Yes.
so please relax and just sit comfortably. You may be on a chair, or you may be uh, uh, on in a vehicle, or maybe at the office. Huh? But please sit comfortably. And there are things called asana, mudras, a lot of things. Maybe in the future we can discuss these things and how it helps our wellness. So just close your eyes, and if you want, slightly move your body, just, just in case, just for like it all gets aligned, even the fabric of your clothing. Now take a few deep breaths, breathing in from the nostrils and slowly exhaling from the mouth. And with each exhale, let yourself relax. There are so many methods and so many ways we can relax. And now focus on the nostril area. And this Ira and Pingala, they are associated with our breathing process also. And not only that, it's associated with the moon and the sun even. So that's why we are so interconnected. And then just think, with each in-breath, there'll be a new flow of energy. Let it travel all through your body. Just to know, take a deep breath, hold it in your chest, and just let it absorb, and then exhale from the mouth. But if you are in a surrounding where there's dust, or if you have some kind of cold uh, or something like that, you don't have to do this. But just if otherwise, please try and see. This is one of the easiest and the simplest methods of relaxation. And while you're breathing, just think, what if this energy travels through your body? Because it does, no? In modern science also, it goes to the bloodstream, and then it travels through the blood veins. So nadi is also quite similar. They are like the nervous system or the blood veins. But they are so subtle, but they are everywhere. And it's associated with all the functionalities of the body. And now, just see, we use our palms, then just, if you can, just rub it together. Just rub it together. And just we try to do a body relaxation, a very quick one. And then slowly, if you want, just like do a gentle massage. If you like, close your eyes, just scalp area. Because there are even chakras there. The crown chakra, Saharsa chakra. And then slowly move to your forehead area, releasing all those thinking lines. And not only that, there are acupoints, especially in your temples, the forehead, and so many places. So you can just do a gentle massage. And there are so many other places. So gently come to your eyebrows, let your eyebrows just drop, and then it's quite similar to Savasana. So just gently relax your eyes. So for all these, there are so many points, so many places, and you just come down and try to release your jaw muscle, because there's like a safety mechanism. If we are tense or in kind of like danger or some situation, our jaws get very tight, and then even the tongue is stuck somewhere. I met a lady who had a huge headache. Just by doing that, she said it went away. Uh, So just release and let go. And then the back of the head also, you can adjust the posture. Later you'll understand these are all energies uh, or elements. And then slowly come to your throat area and the neck area. There are vital places, no? Here even. And then the shoulders. If possible, just drop your shoulders to either side. Just let it drop as if they were made of rubber and just let them hang and see how relieving it is. And then slowly the chest area, you might feel the heartbeat, but as you go on, just let it settle down. Then the abdomen, you might feel the rise and the fall. Then the upper back, lower back, and gently bring your attention to one of the arms. And then slowly see like as if you're squeezing out or any kind of excess tension or even excess effort for that matter. And slowly from the middle part right up to the fingertips. If you like, gently open the fingers upwards and and place the palm upwards. Gently open the fingers and place the palm upwards, but let it just hang. And do the same to the opposite side also, the upper part, middle part, and the lower part. Okay, releasing and letting go. And just like the upper part of the body, focus on the lower part of the body. Because all these places, no, the heart chakra, navel, all these places, and then just above our groin area, and in the very last uh, bone of our spine, we have Muladhara chakra. So this is like a whole energy hub. So then, just like the arm, try to release and let go of the upper part of the leg, the knee, and then the middle part of the leg, right up to the toes. So sometimes you might feel like heat releasing from our palms as well as our soles of our feet. Do the same to the opposite leg also, the upper part, the knee, the middle part, all the way right up to the toes. So just release and relax. And just stay there. Actually, you can just stay without even doing anything at all after you relax. And just get the feel of the body. And you can again take your hand and see, like touching your maybe your other arm, how it feels. And just by even rubbing our palms together, you can see the stimulants it happens. Because there are so many parts, vital organs connected to these parts. And even the soles of our feet. And just feel the connection. Or we try to feel. It's like more you do it, the better you get at it. The better skilled you become. So while it is relaxed, in this relaxed way, if you want to, you can slowly bring your attention the heart area and just stay there for some time. Just feel the heartbeat and yet let yourself just rest there. You don't have to do anything else. Just feel you are in the present moment and within the framework of this body. This is also mindfulness. So this was like the tip of iceberg, a very little glimpse of what we can do. So we can take our mindfulness so far to like jhanic stages, concentration, jhana, ed, or dhyana, even vipassana. You can even go to the subtler stages of materiality. And then you can slowly bring your attention to your eye area and just relax, awake, and open mind. You can just open your eyes, the physical eyes. So over the years, I was trying to help many people as much as possible. And meditation, these practices like energy healing, a lot of things. And I was able to help many people. But all the time, and I studied even, like modern psychology, counseling, and I wanted to bring these ancient sciences to modern society. And I was always like trying to find ways and methods, and whomever I met, uh, I would like try these things because I want to make it, how to say, like applicable to modern society, because these are like very nice things. But what if these people, like who need these things, haven't learned these ancient methods or sciences, and in this modern, hectic, and busy era of society, these sciences and all like might take like decades of learning, which I also did, no. But the thing is, like when spiritual friends and people get together, they can show us the way, but it takes some time. So actually, that is when I met Rahul Soni, and we discussed for a very long time. Then I came across, I got to know about Energetika. They are unique products which everyone can use and get the benefits also in this modern society. So, as I learned and got to know, Energetika is dedicated to enhance the well-being of by uh, elevating individuals' higher frequency, which are the energies, which are the chakras, which are the nadis, all these kind of things. They use cutting-edge uh, technology, materials, and to bring and help like physical and mental balance. So today I would just like to, I found some very nice, interesting things. So I'll just maybe, but you can learn about them now if you're interested. So one was like the life pen, because we used to also try many things, no? And there are specific methods in different, like acupuncture or Chinese treatment methods, or even like in I once went like there was this Vietnamese method where they stimulate specific places for different diseases and all. And then I saw like acupuncture, but that you have to use needles, and then the person should be well known about this. And some places there are even scams, no? So, but here, this is something that anybody can use, and it's small and portable. It fixes like the energy imbalance, uh, which so this in the body we have so much things interconnected, especially our vital organs and all these things. uh. So when you see that the acupoints, the reflect points, and even especially the areas like our palms, uh, in both hands as well as the soles of our feet, are so connected to our vital organs. So that's why, like uh, in ancient times and all, people, they were very close to nature, and they say walking in the morning dew, or in the fields, or stepping on grass, no. So like that were like really stimulating and really nourishing the body. And it was, but now we are we have to also like wear shoes, do a lot of things, and maybe we are like most of the time we are at work, or we are on the road moving from home to work. So if we can use some tool like this, then it can stimulate for like better health. So even a child can use this. And if a person really uses this, that I saw like they have even oils, so even in ancient Ayurveda, they used to specifically use some oil treatment and then let it sink in through the pores of the body. And these are like special made oils, so that can help you. And using this with the lifespan, uh, that can really help you in especially like the physical side of the body, and even arthritis kind of conditions. And another thing what I liked was uh, the reflex source. So we were talking about there are 4 postures in mindfulness. So one of them are like walking. So there's even a practice called walking meditation. So I thought this would be perfect, because if a person could use these kind of with that practice, it would be very, very helpful for them. In when we were living in the forest, we used to just clear some patch, and then because there was not much things, right? You take a branch or something, you clear a patch of strip, and then you do walking meditation. That was you clear it, because there can be snakes or or some other animals and all, or you would not step on them. Yeah. And in a, like a proper walking path, you put like gravel to like make the stimulant for the soles of the foot, which is really healthy. And not only that, physically also you get lot of stamina, energy, and mentally also you get a lot of concentration power, a very positive mind power. So this walking meditation is considered like a very powerful source, because in ancient times a lot of people actually, now people are getting more and more sick, because even just a 5-minute walk they would use a vehicle or a tuk-tuk or something, and it is said like even well-known yoga practitioners, they say like a healthy person who steps into the vehicle, uh, uh, how to say, like comes out a sick person out of the vehicle, because even that small distance they are. uh, but some countries now they use bicycles, lot of things, to bring up the health aspect and stop pollution and lot of things. So coming back to this uh, soft mag reflex salts, we can use these and then get the benefit also. And if somebody can use these for like walking meditation sessions, uh, and because just like our soles of our foot, sorry, the palms of our hands, the soles of our foot also are so interconnected. So yeah, we can. So Mr. Rahul and all, I also suggested like we can give people like diagrams, and then they can use even things like socks and gloves. So with that, uh, walking is one of our main postures in day-to-day life also, just like sitting, just like sleeping and standing. Yeah? So we walk in our offices, we walk in our homes. So it could be anybody of any walk of life. Uh, so even if it's a child, and this is so easy to implement, comfortable, and the best thing, it has this magnetic uh, 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 generate. It's like, so it's so uh, efficient in building that energy. So you can use it in day-to-day life as well as a practice. And another thing I saw, like I have seen this in many traditions, it's the magnetized water. So the magnetized water, uh, so even in with modern science, they have found out like when you use some frequency, the molecule structure starts changing. It can be for the good or it can be for the bad, no? So if you even take like, and we used to do, do also, we take like ancient chantings. There are mantras, chantings, lot of things. And then we place one, like a glass of water or even a bigger vessel, and we chant. And sometimes there's a connection also to that. And this is used for like blessing people, even like, how to say, negative energies or even entities, no, that disturb. And it's like in some traditions they talk of holy water. So uh, and we are also made like 2/3 of us are like water. So if we can use something that can magnetize our water, because we don't know, many people sometimes don't know all the ancient chants and all, and sometimes you have to memorize these things. And if it was an elderly person even, or a child, so by using these things, even if it's a very, very busy person, and this will go even to your body, and this will be absorbed everywhere. So hence that will like cleanse the body, as well as what happens is when it, because our blood, even we were born in a, it's called jalabuja. Jalabuja means like a watery environment in our mother's womb. From that time on, we are so close to this element of water. It's called apo. So then most of our parts also are like that. So if we use something, even in modern medicines, like they try the injections, or they like, so they try to give you food, but if it's not possible, what they do is they try to give you as a drink. And if that is also not possible, they try to inject it. Uh, but here, when you try to take it and drink it, what happens, and especially when it's water, it is absorbed to every part of our body. So with these, it was very nice, and we can implement these things very practically and within a short time span, and we can help many people. It could be yourself or your relatives or somebody you know who is sick, and it's very nice. We can grow physically as well as spiritually and mentally. So if you want more details about this, you can, they have their website, Energetika 369 .com, or there's a Mr. Rahul Soni or Miss Itika Kaur, and they have their WhatsApp say groups also. So please request them and see. And now I hand it over back to Miss Itika Kaur from here.
Uh, Actually, some people have asking questions, so we can do a Q&A right now.
Sure.
Siddharth was asking, wait, I'll just see that. We'll start the Q&A now, and everybody can ask whatever questions they want to in the comments below. Rahul was asking, so okay, we'll start with this question: how to overcome mind wandering or distraction during meditation? Anshita is asking.
Okay. Yeah, so it is one of the main obstacles a person faces. So we have our negatives in our mind, we have the positives in our mind. These are like some good guys and the bad guys. So number one is like the wandering mind. So this is one of the main. So it is, there are like 5 good guys, there are 5 bad guys. They are called 5 hindrances, and the good guys are called 5 jhanic factors. So it, these are like the bullies of the mind. There's wandering mind, and then there are like all the stuff we crave for, and then there's anger, and then there is like remorse and doubt. Uh, So and two are mentioned together in ancient times, like how to say, the monkey mind and remorse. And then there's the lethargic mind. Okay, Tina Midda, lethargic mind, Kamachanda, like the cravings we have, the ill will, sloth and torpor, the lethargic mind, and then the monkey mind and remorse in the mind, and then doubt. So for the opposites of these, what happens is when a practitioner practices, like we are talking now or doing something, we bring our mind back and back to the meditation object. It's like learning anything, right? So more it's
Yeah.
so what happens is like the lethargic part goes away. Huh? So the sequence, though it's mentioned according that pattern, with the sequence is different. So when you start doing it or practicing, uh, then what happens is the lazy or sloth and torpor, it starts disappearing. Uh, I'll do it tomorrow, maybe later, all these things. Like studying, we say tomorrow I'll study, right? But it never comes, tomorrow never comes, seems, right? Then what happens is
Distraction.
like when you start, like really when you start doing something, uh, then what happens? You feel confident. Then the doubt factor disappears. Then there's a lot of energy that builds in. This is called piti or rapture. Then what happens? Uh, the ill will in the mind, or we are talking about the deeper status or stages. They're like, oh, I really hate it. No, why should I meditate? Oh, I really don't like this. No, anything like that. The mind has friction over it. Huh? And then actually number 4 is like then from this, when a person stops this rejection in the mind, happiness arises. This is called sukha, the 4th jhanic factor. When sukha arises, this person feels like physically and mentally very happy. Then only the mind wandering stops, because this person is content and happy with the meditation object. So in simple terms, it is like if you uh, relax and practice, that will take you there. It's like actually you don't have to do. We are doing too much now. It's like you have the train ticket or the bus ticket or the air ticket. You just have to sit on your seat. The flight will take you there. The transport will take you there to the destination. You just have to enjoy the journey. But we cannot. We jump out of our seat. I go to the washroom and come back. Uh, then we hop on to the next train, but we do the same again. So we have to learn how to relax and just keep the continuity going. And when these factors start showing up, or you feel more confident, more happy, but it doesn't take ages or like decades. Okay.
Uh, Another question we have is from Rahul. He's asking, can you help me in balancing and uniting my and soul, body, mind, and soul, without having to take another birth or this lifetime? Rahul is
Yeah.
asking.
Uh-huh. That's why we are using this like technology based, or like spiritual based, or even like connection of both,
Yeah,
because we are human beings, right? So then there is like we are not just here to eat, sleep, and maybe pass away. And okay, if you believe in next life, to be born again, because it's an endless cycle. We can do something much more with our lives. Uh, so
yeah,
so what we do is actually through the practice and application of these methods, even technology, all these tools, equipments, and all, we are trying to like really. There are negatives in the mind. There are positives in the mind. So we are trying to enhance and bring up the positives, because it's like a cluster. No, it's all together. And if you, it's
yeah,
like whichever side you give the energy, it starts growing. Because the mind is like so rich. It's like a field. Whatever seed you plant will start growing and it will flourish. But
yeah,
we have to plant the proper seeds in it. So likewise, if you divert that energy, then definitely we can start balancing. So for that, through practice like meditations, that's why we try to balance the chakras. That will affect all our nadi system, like 350,000, all these nadis and all these things, and these are so connected to our mental and soul uh, within us. So
Yes.
then you can reach any goal you seek or any destination you seek, any proper one. So,
Okay, so I hope this answer helps everybody. The next question is by Siddharth and Bharat, and he's asking how to control my stress and anxiety.
uh, that's a good question. Stress and anxiety. So usually the ancient ones, they made it very simple. Okay, now there's modern psychology, counseling, and all. It's well branched out. It is very helpful. Ancient ones, they used to go to the core of the matter. Uh, So what they did was, it's like you take your life and you put it under the microscope. No, so when you go for a blood test and all, they don't drain all your blood out, right? You'll die, so so like they take a tiny teeny bit, and they maybe from that also they put it on a slide, uh, and it's not very harmful, no? And they see like, okay, like this is happening here, these are the causes, or there's a way of this, and this is the way how to do it. uh, so likewise, what we do is like, we see, like through meditation, mindfulness, these kind of things, like we try to understand ourselves, and without denial, we with an open mind, we try to realize and even accept, no, oh, this is anger, this is anxiety. And when you go to the roots of things, they were categorized into three categories. Not that people are horrible or bad, unless they are enlightened or saints or no, like that. Like everybody has bits of this, and it pops up from time to time. But
Yeah.
other time they are very nice. Huh? So it's one is like the greedy side, one is like the anger side,
Yeah.
other is like avidya or ignorance side. It's like a coin, heads and tails, but the
Two
coin
face.
is ignorant. So you just put it up and heads or tails. So one time heads, one time tails, and it can flip very easily, right? So usually anxiety, stress, and all these gross things. Say I see my favorite food, I feel greedy, maybe, right? My best food, no, but I don't feel horrible, no. Maybe if I eat a lot or like, my stomach problem or something like that, then I feel bad, no. But when as soon as I see it, like I feel very happy sometimes, right? For a very nice thing, or no, somebody or anything. But the anger side is the side like it makes it very gross, very hurtful, very painful. So stress and anxiety usually are associated with the anger side.
Yeah.
And especially anxiety is regarding the future. Depression is usually regarded with or associated with the past.
Yes.
uh. So, and then what happens is we are like focusing on things like loving kindness. It's the total opposite of anger. It's called adosa. Dosa is anger. Adosa is the opposite of anger. Uh, So when we try to cultivate, it's like a red hot piece of iron. You start pouring water, then it starts cooling down. Uh, So then if it's like super cool, what happens is even if you keep some fire close by, it does up so fast. But now we are putting like maybe gasoline or something, petrol, gasoline, and we are like making it ignite more and more. So it becomes more hotter and hotter.
Yeah.
But it will take some time or getting used to, even if it's a tiny teacup. But more you put, more cooler it gets. So likewise, we can count, and there are deep stages of like jhana and all, loving kindness also, that are more like really solid stages. And if somebody is really interested, they can go to deep vipassana stages that can eradicate anger forever. Like you just like uproot it and remove it, which is possible.
Yeah. And there's also a similar question by Siddharth. He's saying that if we are having lots of anger issues, so how can we can calm that? And many a times what happens, just because of little things we get irritated. So how we can cope with that?
Uh, so mindfulness is a one of the best things. Yeah, like mindfulness, you will know you are angry. Then, know, like, if even if it passes, like you'll know, okay, like I became angry. Uh, and then afterwards, like, then through mindfulness, oh, I was suffering for such a long time. Huh? Then when it reduces, even you'll understand, like, okay, like suffered for maybe 6 hours. Now it's 5. Now it's 4. It reduces. So mindfulness is like you just can burst the bubble, uh,
Yeah.
and then see the reality of things. But you can use different methods like loving kindness meditation, or even meditation practices, uh, or even like prana or like pranayama and these kind of methods. Even just a gentle, they say, like, even modern psychologists, they say, if you are tempted to grab hold of some weapon or something, just take a few deep breaths, and before that keep it in a range, like you cannot reach it very quickly, right?
Yeah.
And
Sorry, everybody. I think after 1 hour the live ends, so it
oh,
ended automatically. Yeah. So yeah, we can
uh,
resume. There is one more question, but I don't know. I think broken hearts. He asked that person asked a question.
uh,
Can you please ask it again because the live
how
ended
is the
and
feed it went, right?
yeah. And anybody else who has a question, do ask. We'll wait for the questions. And
Sure, sure.
I also have yeah, some questions that I like to ask about the products and today's topic. After these questions are answered, we'll move on to that. I don't think any more questions are being asked. So I'll start with my questions.
There are some
Just a
people
minute.
joining now, no? Yeah, no?
Maybe we'll wait. Okay, we'll wait for 5 minutes and then we can catch up again.
Sure.
Yeah, because there were some questions and the live ended. I was not able to read them.
Mm. Okay, okay.
Uh, yeah, there's this question. How can mindfulness help me set healthy boundaries and prioritize self care?
Uh, okay, so uh, with mindfulness, we get to know about ourselves. Uh, and then not only that, for example, like somebody is having addiction. We work with many people who have addictions, and we don't force them, no, like we don't say like, oh, you have to do this, you have to stop this, no. So we give some wholesome methods of practice and ways. For example, say it's somebody who's playing football or something. Say they have they smoke, right? Or like they
Yeah,
cannot stop as addiction. Then after some time we will say like, okay, you do these things, and then what happens is like this person feels more tired, maybe.
yeah,
Then he or she, like themselves, like they see like, what is the cause of my tiredness? Why am I, no? Others are maybe okay. So then they realize, okay, this is the thing. This is weighing me down or making me tired or even sick. So likewise, what we do is, even through like practices of meditation, being very mindful, even watching your mind or emotions, these kind of, it's not just we just sit. Ancient teachers say if sitting was just meditation, ducks and chickens would do better, right?
yeah,
Right? No, so
yeah,
because like we think all this bzz, 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 no, and then like maybe angry or like I hate this, no, like our mind is like a monkey going here and there, but at least they lay a egg, no, and give life even. But we are just sitting on some maybe dark things or some nonsense or some silly things that are like really echoing in our minds. So when we are mindful, we see, okay, like these are the positives, these are the negatives, and these are the really the things. It's like you start cleaning someplace, no? And then when you start cleaning, what happens is you don't need like to clean a floor. You don't bring like a bowser of detergent and you don't spray it around. No, maybe you need a little, right? You just
Yeah.
put it in a bucket, and maybe to wash a fabric, you just need a little bit of soap or some detergent powder, right? You don't
Yeah.
need like the to get a company load of no, of that, right? So the best thing is like the positives, if they are even a little, they can change. Like when you light a lamp or a candle or even a bulb, it can reduce, no, like or remove the darkness. Likewise, a little bit of wholesome things or positive things can change uh, so far and wide. So in a very dark place, even if you light a lighter or a candle or something, as long as it's lit, it takes away the darkness, right? And it
Mm.
goes to far corners. And the most thing is like it's more concentrated around the candle. So whatever, when we start doing positives and being mindful, it's more related to that person or focused around this, but maybe they don't even know, or they are not thinking, oh, I should benefit, I should benefit. And it goes uh, far and wide, right?
Yeah.
But they benefit the best. So then you can understand, not out of ego or narcissistic behaviors or all that. And you can learn from your mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like list them down and check and see. And then you can set your boundaries, healthy boundaries. Not like you go and shut the door and say, I'm done for, right? Not like that. But you can set healthy boundaries in any situation. And there's a thing called kind and firm. So in some stages, you have to be like really rigid or like strict, like straightforward. Not like it said like in ancient times, it's like a stick you place in the mud. It waves here, then the other side, or like a flag, no? But when you say like no, like I like to do this properly like this, but we should not be also at blame. We should do things right, but then it's so organized, so easy to work. Sometimes you might it might seem harsh or like at first, but it is easy to organize as such. You're not going like dictator model or anything like that, Raw. But when you send things simple and straight, then it's very easy
Straightforward.
to
Being straightforward.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we have the right. We have the right. Like we can say, like no, not with our egoistic behavior or like narcissistic or none of that, but we can say, like I would like to have this like this. Why did you do like that? No, I don't like it. No. So
Yeah.
likewise, it is. No? So likewise, this person can set their boundaries in a very healthy way, and you can see the impact it brings. If it like hurting people. So in some places, even the ancient masters say, even if it's the truth, just see what impact it will bring. And then we'll be very careful, very mindful, and to put
Yeah.
it. Uh, so there are so many methods and ways, but more we understand ourselves and the positives and the negatives, and maybe the impact of it. No, so then we can learn from our mistakes surely and evolve.
Yeah. I hope this answer helped. There is no other question, so I can start with my own. So the first question is, how can mindfulness be incorporated while using the life pen, particularly to heighten awareness of pain relief and energy flow in the body?
Yeah. So you can use maybe daily sessions, because then it will be like you're doing something for your body, because this is like a vessel, no? And then it's mentioned in like layers after layers after layers. uh, so and there are many more explanations about this, but in a very simple sense, like a person who has some kind of maybe the magnetic pain, no, like
Yeah.
the life pain, they can use that. For example, there are things called like why we did the gentle body scan. So the thing is, it's like the snow meeting the sun, or if you lit a candle, like the flame meets the wax. So
Yeah.
even if we put like some, even our thought process to some area, huh,
Mm.
it starts changing. For example, say somebody sneezing around you, know, then you think, oh my gosh, I'll get sick, I'll get sick. It's like a mantra for the wrong side, right?
Yeah.
Then you like your immune system goes down, everything. Then you also start sneezing, and you are more angry and upset. Of he could have
Mm.
used a
Yeah.
handkerchief or a tissue. He just like did that, no? Then that then see like soon as somebody takes even a tablet of vitamin C, they feel, "Ah, I feel much better."
Better. Yeah.
How is that? Even a tablet takes like half an hour to dissolve in the abdomen, right, or the stomach. Then only it will be absorbed. So the mind and the attention and all that plays a huge role.
It's
So
like taking an
even
anxiety pill. Yeah, and you are like, I am better now because I've taken an anxiety
yeah,
pill
yeah, yeah.
or a sleeping
Uh-huh.
pill. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, surely. Because the mind plays a huge role. And
Yeah.
then in deeper practices and all, we put ourselves into test, no? And we just stayed 3 hours, 5 hours just without even moving, just to see what happened. Oh my goodness! Like after 3 hours, it's so painful. Huh? Those days, like, and then the mind starts playing with you so much. They say like it's very like kind. Why don't you please stretch out?
Yeah.
It's hurting, isn't it? Or like you'll like your injury might come out, or like something like permanent damage might happen. So mind adds like another 50% of the reality, on the
Mm.
reality. But in the proper side, if you use it, mind is a how to say, a very bad master. But if you can make your mind the helper, or I don't like to use the term servant, but or like a helper, oh my goodness, it's so helpful. But you have to take in charge, no, be in charge.
Yeah.
And then, while if you can use this as a session for the physical process as well as it will be like a body scan, no. And then if you can implement in different places, what happens is then you get a reality of the present moment. And then not only that, there are so many things, like for example there are very famous meditations, they focus on the bodily sensation, like Goenkaji's method. So they focus, and then they focus on them. So you try to build equanimity uh, towards those sensations. So you can use these towards those sensations. So it will be a
Yeah.
healing process for the body, as well as you are using it for the mind also.
Mm.
Okay. Uh,
And there's another question in the comments that what is the spiritual perspective on stress and anxiety? And can we do a live session on stress and anxiety as well? Yeah, we surely can do. You can mention in the comments if you want a topic that you want specifically to, so that we can do a live session on that, and you can answer the
mhm.
question. The spiritual
Yeah,
perspective
sure.
on stress.
Uh-huh. So usually it was like we mentioned before, put it into three categories. One is loba, the greed, because it's harmful, no? Because you see, no, all these politics, wars, or crimes, lot of
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
associated with greed, right?
Mm.
Stealing, no, all these like corruptions, all, no, we see, right? Even in vast range, or even in maybe a family scenario, or
Yeah.
some situation, right? And then there's the opposite of that is anger. But it's in a very negative way. So that can start from the slightest of irritations, or like total hatred. Uh, all that, just the subtle irritation. Or it says like the mind is there, and then the mind object, it rejects. But the greed, it really likes, how to say, grab holds of the mental
Mm.
object. Huh? Then there's
Mm.
ignorance. Ignorance means like uh, we how to say, there are levels of it. But in, for example, when we were young and all, we thought we were forever, right? And
Yeah.
we were strong and all these things. And so sometimes like we get carried away, or like children or youngsters, even if they're parents, we used to also do the same thing, no? Like we think like it won't happen to us. Maybe it happened to them or that generation, but it won't happen to us. And this goes a long way, no?
Yeah.
Even the ancient people say, oh, what do they know? They were in the 1960s, maybe 50s, or like this was is like 1,000 years ago. What do they do? But now you see, like they find all these ancient cities, no technology, and we think like they were carving with stones and like try to light a fire or something, right?
Mm.
Hammering with rocks, no? And then
Yeah.
but they were so how they advanced. So there are even cycles and things that happen. So coming back, like we focus on the anger part. So it is like a total remedy or a cure. So it could be just frustration, irritation, agitation, stress, depression, anxiety, or like there are. It's so well explained. For example, anger. It is explained like in like 9 sectors. For example, like this person did some bad for me. In the past, they have done. Now they are
Mm.
doing. In the future, they may do.
Mm.
And then that is three. And then for my somebody who's close to me or who I know or who I associate, they did it. They are doing it. They might do it. And the
Mm.
worst part, if something bad happens to our whom we dislike, we are happy. Really, we say like, "Oh, karma got you," or "Damn good
Yeah.
for you." Really, we are like munching on it like a, and we are like how to say like flavoring it. Oh, very nice.
Mm.
So we say justice was served. Damn good for you. Like the heavenly beings like finally caught up to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
or like anything. When if we see some damage or something happen, sometimes happiness comes. That is a wicked happiness, right? So even for enemy, right? So
Yeah.
so these are so happened before, now, in the future. At least in
Mm.
the next birth, you will pay for your crimes.
Yeah.
So so stress and all it can happen, but it can happen physically also. We do hard work and lot of we can feel very exhausted. Huh?
Yeah.
And, and then if we do nothing, we are just sitting somewhere. Even the long breath, you don't know even sometimes from inside. It's like a huge high voltage. It comes and you don't know even the reason, but you feel very stressed out.
Mm.
Sometimes you may sleep for hours and get up like you didn't even sleep at all. So
Yeah.
you were so
That's hard to.
tired, the body
Yeah.
is so painful. So physical stress and mental stress. And it can happen because of environments, relationships, situations, or like studies, courses, or responsibilities, many
Mm.
things. But
Mm.
there's the opposite also. We can be super tired, but we can be full charged with the mind.
Yeah.
When we are really into something, we say, no, 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 we eat later, we eat later. Let's finish this, no?
Yeah.
But when we are angry, no, we say, I don't want this food, no? Get away, go away, everybody go, no? I hate you all, no? So
Mm.
see the opposite, the mind also can do a lot of things. And the worst thing, like stress and all, it's like high voltage for especially our vital organs. It's like, okay,
Mm.
uh, we use like 240 electricity, right?
Yeah.
Voltage here. Some places like they have 110 now. So say like 84,000 is created suddenly, or like a lightning strike.
Mm.
Everything can get burnt, right? So like that, no wonder for greed, anger, especially anger, it's like a high voltage that builds it, and it has nowhere else to go. It has to go through your body. So that's why
Mm.
people like even Sigmund Freud, these people, they explain no how even like disabilities or deforming things or psychological disorders also can occur because of mental. Some things are deep rooted, like trauma
Mm.
or
Trauma.
desires or anything. So inner stress. So to counter that, there are so many methods like work-life balance or like stress relief systems or breathing, being with nature. Uh, even like what you associate decluttering, and even like very holistic practices. or even if
Yes.
you know like specific methods, if you implement, you can use them as release valves. For example, even the breath, no, because this is like a exhaust point. Though we think, okay, we breathe from here, and then we input the food from here, all these things, but we are also connected. So that's why we feel sometimes even like sweat or heat. Uh, so it's not just one. Uh, we are so connected. So we can use
Yeah.
different positive methods. And for many people, I saw like loving kindness is a good way of releasing. Walking meditation is very nice, and just to have a break in your life. No, if
Yeah.
you can just sit and just even wait without at least for a short time. Just
Yeah.
jump on
Please
your
hold
bed, stretch your
across.
hands, and just drop your
Yeah.
feet and just relax for a bit. Uh, so many things we can do, doing things we like, good things, hopefully. You know.
Uh, and few more questions, and then we can end the live. It
Sure,
was
sure.
Yeah, it was on another magnetic in souls. I have a question on that. That how might biomagnetic insoles support energy flow in the body, complementing mindfulness practices like meditation?
Uh-huh. So maybe you can help people with this also with those products. Now, if you can like give them like a diagram or a chart, or I saw like even people can use socks with those diagrams so they can really use them. What happens is like most of our points are connected, just like our palms are
Yeah.
connected to vital organs of our body. And maybe you have seen, like people use, but they are kind of like very gross, like wooden, like small knobs and all shoes. We also have used it before, but it's hurtful and painful. And we used to use even coconut shells. You just walk on them. uh,
Mm.
And some play instances I heard like they use it in a very bad way also, like in a very negative way to punish prisoners and all. So it's very bad. I'm not so. They know exactly the areas, so they would like hit those areas. So it had, I'm just telling, if this is the negative side or the darker side, so these people knew exactly the areas to hit. And then they say like after 3 months this person becomes blind. After 6 months they really say, after they know, and they do that calculation, and they know the exact places of the soul especially to hit. And they say like after 6 months or 1 year this person will be uh, like a terminally ill person. uh, so even for
Yeah.
the worst of worst they can do. So this is the very bad side. So I'm telling in a positive way,
Mm.
if somebody implements this properly, for example like those reflectors, then what happens is the connection happens through the body. We used to use like even like proper walking paths, use small pebbles like you find in the river, or when you like how to say
Yeah,
take
you
the
mentioned it.
smooth,
Yeah, you mentioned it. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, smooth sand for construction. There are the ones that are round like pebbles, not like the spiky ones. So when you walk on them, also there's a very nice stimulant. But
Mm.
everybody cannot do this. No, nobody like has a path of like pebbles, no, to walk on.
Yeah.
So this is very simple to use. They can just put it in the inner part of a shoe or a sandal or somewhere. Just use it, no, and then clean it very easily. It's
Yeah.
comfortable, so they can use it as a practice as well as in a day-to-day regular basis, which will
Yeah.
always
Daily
make you
practice. Yeah.
stimulant. So I remember we used to do like scouting and all these things at school. They used to say like you have to stay in the sun and all this, no. So they say just like press your toes, no, it pumps up blood. Actually, it works. So when you just stay and inside your shoes, or when you press the toes, you don't feel like drowsy or like dizzy or anything. Uh, so likewise, so it is so connected. So people can use these things to enhance their bodily, uh, I would say, procedures or functions.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Those were the only questions. And let me see if there are any questions in the comments. Uh, yeah, those were the only questions. So
Okay,
we'll
okay.
end the live today. Thank you for
Mm,
joining. It was an amazing session. Thank you for the meditational practices you mentioned. And if anybody has any question, they or any you want to know about the products that were mentioned, you can visit our website, and the link is in the bio of our Instagram. And if you want any personal session with Yogi ji, you can reach us out and we can schedule that for you as well. And you can also mention if any topic you want, specific topic you want that we can keep a workshop on, or even a live session, and we can keep a workshop on that specific area. Thank you, Yogi ji, for joining us today.
okay.
Yeah,
So
and
thank
thank
you
you so
for
much,
uh,
everybody.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you can.
Yeah. So Itika called for like all this organization and all that, and thank you, Mr. Rahul Soni, uh, and for everybody who participated, and thank you very much for having me. So may you all be well, and may you have happiness and peace. Okay, namaste
There's a
to you all.
question now that I am new to
Okay.
meditation and would love guidance to get started. So what you can do is you can reach out to Yogi ji. We can provide you his information, and then you can do a one-on-one session, right? And he can help you with the guidance to get started on meditation itself. So we'll give you the information, Anshita. Don't worry. Today we'll end the live here only. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining.
Okay.
Love the
Thank
live
you.
session. Thank you. We'll be
Have a
waiting for
wonderful,
the next live session. Yeah, we'll do
have a
a
wonderful day.
yeah, and we'll definitely do a live session on stress and anxiety because that was the most asked question today. So definitely the next live, or whenever we'll keep one live session, will be on stress and anxiety. Surely. Yeah. Everybody have a
Okay.
wonderful day.